Hey guys! Welcome back to another episode of my vlog. This is Little Pinay Explorer, and for today's video, I will be talking about adapting to the UK culture as a Filipino nurse. I think this vlog is very important, especially to those who are still in the Philippines or other parts of the world and planning to move in the UK. We are not from this country, and of course, we have to know their culture. We have to adapt to it and act properly according to their norms and standards. Generally, British people are polite, helpful, and respectful. I've seen a lot of British people practicing this good manners. Anyway, without further ado, let us start. First is, very important, never cut the queue. You will get all the looks from the people who are queuing. Better get into the right queue at the very end and wait for your turn. Second is, opening the doors not only for you but for everyone. Here, it's very important to be helpful, especially with the elderly people or disabled or people who will actually need our help. Whenever I open the door, I always look at my back. If there's someone behind me, I have to keep the door open. When you're in the public transportation, whenever there are passengers entering the bus, make sure to have a look if there's someone elderly or pregnant or disabled. You have to give up the chair. Especially if you are sitting in the priority seats, make sure that you give this up to someone who actually needs it. One thing as well, when you get out from a bus, it's good to say thank you to the driver. You have to let the people get off the bus or the train first before you get inside. So if you're waiting for the train, make sure that you are at the side, not in the center of the door. And this also applies to the bus. There was one time that it happened to me when I was trying to get in. I didn't realize that there was someone who was trying to get out because I was used to the bus with two doors. One is just for the entrance and one is for the exit. I got told off by the bus driver. He said, "Stop. There's someone going out." And then next is to smile and greet people, especially if you are assigned in the north or, outside of London. When you see your neighbor or just anyone, even though they are strangers. And I know that in the Philippines, we don't do this. We don't smile to strangers because we were brought up like that. Our parents told us not to talk to strangers. So I think that's the reason why we don't do that. But here, it's different. You are considered rude if you don't smile back or you don't say hello, you don't say good morning. Just smile to your neighbors. Smile to someone you pass by. Say hello, and then they will just say, "You're right." So just say, "You're right." That's your reply. It means, "Are you alright?" But they don't actually meant to ask you if you are alright. It's just like basically a greeting for them. This is one of the things that I like the most about the UK when I first came here. They just love giving smiles to other people. And next is, you have to respect people's personal space. For example, you are about to walk into a narrow pavement, and even though you think that the two of you will both fit inside that pavement, a lot of the British people here, they will stop at the end of the pavement where there's space and then wait for you to pass by. It's just one of the things that they do to respect your personal space. You will notice as well as you go along how people does it in the pavement. And also when you are working, like if you are about to get into the personal space of the person, you have to make sure that you gain their consent, which means asking, "Is it alright if I check your blood pressure? Is it okay if I do this? Is it alright if I do that?" And then next is, staring is considered rude. So even though you're looking at the person because she's pretty or she's fashionable and all that, they might tell you off and ask you, "Why are you staring?" And then just get used to people calling you with sweet names, or what do you call that? Endearment, such as love, sweetie, or darling. It's okay, darling. But me personally, I haven't called anyone love or darling or what. I always call the person by name. But it's very normal to call people love, dearie, sweetie, darling, sunflower. And then next is, say please and thank you. It's rude to say, "Get me this." It's better to say, "Would you mind giving me this?" Or, "Can you please give me this?" "Can you please shut up?" Little Pina Explorer, can you please shut up? Another one is to say sorry. Sorry is the most abused word actually here in the UK. You will hear that from a lot of people and sometimes you will adapt to it. You yourself will always be saying sorry. Even though you bumped into a wall, you say sorry to the wall. Even though it's not their fault, people would still say sorry. Next is never stop in the middle of a busy street or a busy train station. A lot of people in the train are in a hurry because they're trying to catch their train. When you want to check on the map or on your phone, make sure that you set yourself at the side where you're not disrupting other people who are in a hurry. When you are in an escalator, make sure that you stand on the right side so that people can walk on the left side of the escalator. Next is don't shout or talk loudly, especially when it's unnecessary. Even though you're just raising your voice a little bit, they call it shouting already, which is very different from our own culture. For me, shouting is like really screaming at the top of your voice, but here it's more on you're raising your voice, especially when you are angry or you're in disagreement with someone and you raise your voice a little bit. Next is speak in English even though you are talking to a fellow kabayan or a Filipino. When you are around other people who doesn't understand Tagalog, they might assume, even though you're not talking about them, they might assume that you are talking about them. Next one is about being racist or racial comments. It's not acceptable, it's rude, it is a serious matter. You have to be sensitive about what you say, especially when it comes to racial description or things like that. Me personally, I describe people like, oh, you know the tall guy, or you know the guy with the white shirt. That's the only description that you can say. You can't really say, oh, was it the guy, the Chinese guy, or was it the black woman? You might be accused of being racist, you know. There was this doctor who actually told me that I was doing racial profiling. I have to talk to one of the doctors who is wearing a hijab. And there was this other doctor who was also wearing a hijab, and I was like saying, hey doctor, you know this patient, blah 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 blah. And then I realized that it was not her because they have the same face, like, and she was like, oh, because we're both wearing a hijab, then you think I am her. That's racial profiling. Sometimes even when you're asking, where are you from? You have to be just careful about that. I usually ask people, where are you from, when they ask me, and then I just ask them back because I don't know if they will feel comfortable if I ask them, where are they from? The British date and time. They usually start with the day and the month and the year. Where in the Philippines, we usually start with the month and the day and the year. And then the time, it's usually military. For example, it's 1400, which is 2 p.m. 6 p.m. is 1800. After 2 years of being here in the UK, I still struggle to understand how they say the time. For example, oh, let's come back here in 20 past. And I'm like, what is 20 past? But 20 past is like 20 minutes after this time. After whatever the time on the clock is. I bought this because it has this half past and this quarter past and whatever. Quarter past 12 or half past 12 or quarter to 12. And the next is about contactless payment. So when I arrived here, I applied for a bank account. He asked me if I want my card contactless or not. I didn't have any idea. I was like, what is contactless? Basically, contactless is where you can just tap when you're paying, because a lot of the stuff here are contactless because it's easier to pay. You can pay a maximum of £45 to buy things. If it's gonna be £45 and up, you have to insert your card and put in your password. You can also use this contactless card in tapping for your bus or train ride, and it's similar with how you use Oyster card. Oyster card is what people use mostly for or train. I don't have any Oyster card because it's still the same fees. And then about rail card. If you like traveling, especially when you have someone to visit somewhere, it's always good to get a rail card. It will really save you money for train rides. It's gonna be 30% off from the actual amount. The rail card costs around 30 pounds, but that's good for 1 year already, and you will get more than 30 pounds in discounts. For example, in this one, instead of paying 33 pounds, you can just pay 21 pounds. So that's almost 10 pounds already that you had for the discount. I have the 26 to 30 rail card because I'm 30 years old. Next year, I will not be able to get this rail card. I don't know what kind of rail card I can get, but I don't think so. Okay, so that's the end of my list, and that's what I have observed so far. That's what I can remember, and I hope you learned a lot from this video. Make sure to follow me on Instagram. It's at Little Pina Explorer. Subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you on my next vlog. Bye! Oh, sorry, you're still there. Bye.